Hey, good morning, folks. I'm your host, BKP. It's good to be back here Wednesday morning. Yes, Wednesday morning. Trying to keep my day straight. Making an effort here. So I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. It's Wednesday, August 5th, right there, 2020. Great to be with you. A lot to go over today. Now, we like to open the show with letting you know how you can contact me. There you go, right there. And there's all the ways to get in touch with us here on the show. We're available 24/7, email, text, follow us on social media. All right. So a lot to go over this morning. And, we're going to break down a couple things. We got a lot of video. And it's sometimes there's two things. There's several things I like to make sure this show focuses on. When I get up in the morning, the whole show can change. So I work on the afternoons. Just going to share a little bit with you here. I work on the afternoons. I stay up on what are the moving stories throughout the day. What has the president done that spun the media's head off for the afternoon? In the evening, I start looking at some of the things that close the day in the news. And there's so many times when I go to bed, I do sleep every once in a while, but there are times when I go to bed and when I wake up, the show totally changes within a matter of a couple hours. The direction, everything, what is out there. Because I have often said my concern is the percent of the country, and I understand you got to go to work. I like the way that just came out. I understand you have to go to work. Nancy Pelosi, Democrat governors, they don't understand you have a family, need to work, need to take care of your bills, okay? They don't understand in the middle class, we're doing quite well. Not even 6 months ago, everything was going okay. And, you put your bonus check down on that new pool for this spring and they told you can have it at so many payments, whatever, right? Just living the American dream. The Democrats do not understand that. It is a total, complete lie when they say they do. And I know there's people out there saying, I want you to go back to work and risk your life. Okay. Let me stay out of that. But moving right along, my goal is to, on a daily basis, bring you information that is not going to get out on MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS. And why do I care? Because there are millions of Americans that are so caught up in trying to support their family or themselves or whatever else that their news is snippets. They're snippets. They're little clips that they get every top of the hour on their radio station or whatever they turn on the TV and in the background they listen to as they're fixing their evening meal or whatever, and they turn it off 10 minutes later. So that being said, I got a lot of video today we're going to go through. Why does this matter? Number 48. I wanted to show you the other day, okay, why this mattered, all right? And it took, and I don't want to say I'm the only one. There's probably somebody else out there. This took, very few people talked about New Jersey's primary election. This took a month. When they talk about New York 6 weeks, this took approximately a month to complete. But what I want to remind you of, for what little it's worth, Bernie walked out of New Jersey with 4 delegates. 4 delegates. He walked out of there with 14.4% of the vote, wasn't campaigning, has suspended. He suspended his campaign and still walked away with just 4 delegates. 137,921 people could not vote for Joe Biden. Now, I've been told by Sanders supporters that's not the case, that they couldn't vote for Joe Biden, is they're still going and showing strong support for Sanders so they can make sure that the Sanders communist platform, the communist socialist, Bernie Sanders' platform, pulls Biden where they want him to be. And it is true. Just saying. We'll talk about that more later, because the fact the media is hiding. Okay, so Bernie, they did not want Bernie to be, go ahead and leave that up there. They did not want Bernie to be the presidential nominee. Remember when it looked early on? Remember how long Bernie was the front runner? Remember that? You remember the media that would not allow Bernie to have front runner status? Do you remember the media that did everything they could to stop Bernie from having front runner status? Remember that? You remember the same media and Nancy Pelosi? Now, wait a minute. Let me just say this here, because there's a new member in town. Okay. You see the Invincible Four, the squad, number 7. See number 7? All right. The squad. See it? Well, see, they went down, several of them, and campaigned in the last election cycle trying to get a new member in the squad. And they couldn't quite pull it off. But last night in Missouri 1, the squad, number 4, got a new member. Squad got a new member. Now, wait for it. Now, number 7, I don't know. You tell me. Okay, go back to number 7 for a minute. I think all 4 members of the squad endorsed Bernie Sanders. I think all 4 endorsed him. I think. I know AOC sold him the Green New Deal. Okay? And number 4, the newest member of the squad now, they went down and campaigned for her. Let me also thank someone who stood with me that did not have to stand with me. Somebody that you all probably know very well. I got to call out Bernie Sanders. Can you play that video I have on the screen really quick? Find that one, and let's play that one.
And let me also thank somebody that stood with me that did not have to stand with me, that you all probably know very well. I got to call out Senator Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I got to call out that old Jew. He's Jewish. He's old. You put them together. Remember when Sesame Street used to do the compound words? Push them in, right? Is that what they're called? So if you're old, Jewish, or if you're a Jew and you're old. Oh, so she gave a shout out to the old Jew, Bernie Sanders. Yes, the old Jew, Bernie Sanders. The communist, the socialist communist, independent from Vermont, multi-millionaire, really good with a book deal. Wife got some pretty good perks up there in Burlington, Vermont, was at the college, under investigation, all the above. But she gives Cori Bush, the newest member of the squad, a shout out to Bernie Sanders. Now, don't forget, I want to bring this around because Bernie was the front runner. Okay? Now, Peter Pan Buttigieg, the boy that would be king, Elizabeth Warren. Remember Elizabeth Warren went up to Bernie Did you just call me a liar on national TV? And wouldn't shake his hand. Remember that? So Elizabeth Warren, Bernie, all the candidates coalesce around Joe Biden. Now, Bernie has endorsed Joe Biden, but it's not been an endorsement of Joe. It's been, you want my delegates? Oh, really? You want them? You want my delegates not to kick your ass? You want my people to vote for you? You don't want Sanders voters to go stay home? Here's the deal. It's called Green New Deal. So moving right along on that, Corey, she wins. She beats a long time. Give me number, let's see, here it is. Maybe this is it. Give me number 6. Progressive activist Cori Bush, longtime Missouri Rep Lacy Clay. Okay. Now, Carol Mahoney, interesting enough, the day after the New York Times article comes out about the election there, the representative election in New York primary, that a total disaster. The next day, the election board there determines a winner. Folks, corruption at its highest level. Corruption at its highest level. If you don't think that election board, now we'll get into election day, and I got tangled up with a Democrat concerning my accusation that Democrats are infiltrating BOE, Board of Elections, all across this country. I was taken to task yesterday on that one, and we'll get into that in a minute. But the Board of Elections there in that area immediately said, we have to shut this down. If we don't call an end to this election, we're doing nothing but hurting our cause for mail-in ballots. We got to get this off the headlines. So let's just call a winner and get it over with. They do that. But here you have Nancy Pelosi. Okay, what was the guy? Donovan? Was it Donovan? I don't remember his name. AOC kicked his ass, right? And he was like the third ranking member, Democrat. AOC kicked his ass, and they're like, Nancy Pelosi. All right. So remember when Nancy Pelosi called, and this is my speculation. It's my speculation. Bernie is front runner. Media won't talk about it. Okay? They won't talk about it. They knock it down. They never gave him front runner status from day one. So Nancy calls James Clyburn in. We're going into Super Tuesday, South Carolina. And she says, James, you get your ass down to South Carolina. You tell your friends, not going to get racial or anything, but you know what kind of friends you have there in South Carolina. You get down to the fish fry. You get the old fish fry going, get the hush puppies, corn on the cob, and you tell your damn friends, we're not going to get racial again, that they better get their ass behind Joe Biden. You get your ass down there and you endorse Joe Biden, and you tell your friends in South Carolina that we need crusty old Joe, white guy, 77 years old, with pre-existing conditions. If he is president, he's going to have pre-existing conditions. It's called dementia. Oh, the Democrats are going crazy now. Did you hear Trump couldn't even say Yosemite yesterday? He couldn't even say Yosemite yesterday. President Trump, I'm going to give you a little tip on how I remember how to pronounce things. Yes, I'm the world's worst. World's worst. Can't find any worse. I mean, it's hard. So anyhow, remember Clyburn was sent down to South Carolina to get his friends, and Nancy Pelosi said, you get down there, because damn it, if Bernie comes up the front runner, our ass is in trouble. If he's the front runner, and Republicans and independents and people out there that damn work for a living that don't want to be socialist in this country, don't want to be communist in this country, if that gets out, we lose down ballot, we're in big trouble. So Clyburn shuffles his ass down to South Carolina to have the fish fry, hush puppies, corn on the cob. I'm going to Clyburn's fish fry. It's pretty popular. I'm going to go to fish fry one time. So he goes down there, and then all of a sudden, Joe is our man. And he told his friends, not getting racial, that all black vote needs to go to a crusty old white guy. Oh, no, not Bernie. Biden. This right here, progressive activist, number 6. Progressive activist. Commie. Okay. Black Lives Matter girl. 1. And she beats Representative Lacy Clay. I keep saying Larry. Here's number 5. Okay. Number 5. Lacy Clay. All right. Now, what seems to be the problem? Why do these old cats keep getting voted out? Because Nancy and them are a nervous wreck. Biden's a nervous wreck, okay? Because the Squad and Friends should be it should be a Saturday morning cartoon, Squad and Friends, okay? They are running, give me number 48. They are running the Democrat Party to the left. So far, Biden can't get out of it. So the reality is Joe Biden is waiting to hear who his running mate will be. That's not a joke. I see that on social media, but he is waiting. They're not vetting a VP. They're vetting a placeholder for president. So they're vetting a placeholder for president, I think, okay? But Joe is not picking the VP. All right. He's not. The party's not even picking the VP. Now, there's a deal being made with Sanders because you have to understand. Now, although number 7, the Squad, they are a quite colorful group. Just saying, they're ladies of color. A colorful group, ladies of color. I mean, those are 4 different crayons right there. Colors. What the hell? Why am I the bad guy? Crayola just came out with a box of skin tones. Quit attacking me. I'm just saying. I think they have, go look it up, skin tones. So there is 4 different skin tones right there in a Crayola box. And then they've got number 4, a new member of the Squad. But you want me to believe that what you see on the screen wants a VP pick out of the group that they're promoting for possible VP candidates. I don't think so. All right. Now, really quickly, we're going to get off the Squad. Bernie Sanders, 4 delegates in New Jersey. The truth is Biden is so far to the left, he cannot get back. He will not be able to get back to the center. He won't do it. They won't allow it. They will attack him. They will bring him down. They are threatening him daily. Can you still say blackmail? They are blackmailing him on a daily basis that Sanders voters may not show up for him if he doesn't cooperate. I mean, it's a hostage situation and you will cooperate. So why this move right here? Why is Carol Mahoney almost gone? Okay. I mean, she was almost defeated by a former Obama campaign staffer. Okay. Yes, she was almost defeated by that. Give me number 34. Number 34, after 6 weeks, victors are declared in 2 New York congressional primaries, and there's Carol Mahoney. Now, she almost went down to a newcomer, a young guy that is a former Obama staffer. Interesting, right? Carol Mahoney almost goes down. O'Donnell, was that his name? Or Donnelly? Joe Donnelly? I'm doing it. Remember, he went down. Lacey goes down, or whatever his name is. All right, he goes down in Missouri. Nancy. So I can go to break. Let me tell you what's happening. Carol Mahoney and these old Democrats have lied to the squad and their members for so long. Now, the squad and the members are not ready to become Republicans because they're not. They're so far left, okay? But Democrats have lied to the plantation residents for so long, they're not taking it anymore. They have. They've lied to them for so long. Democrats have stole all the money and not given it to the people in their cities, not given it away as these people want it. And there is an uprising in the Democrat Party that they cannot get under control. They can't. They can't get it under control. You are not going to tell me that Joe Biden, the Senator Joe Biden from Delaware, that hung out with Kennedy and Chris Dodd, the people, one of the greatest thefts in the Chinese, okay, Chinese, NAFTA, Democrats, some of the greatest theft in American history. And these people, the squad is not going to take it anymore. They've been promised the far left long enough, and they're not putting up with it anymore. And Joe Biden will go left as hard as he can, and he is there. I'm going to take a break. I just wanted to, hey, Joe Biden, they're in big trouble. Trump is in good shape. Yes, the election, it's America. The election's going to be tight. It's going to be tough. But Trump is in good shape, folks. He is not in the dire straits that the media wants you to believe he is. So the squad has a new member this morning. We've got several things to go over now. Number 44, look at this. What happened in Beirut yesterday? I am so tired of immediately, we have a president that comes out 7 days a week. 7 days a week. He works for the American people. He donates. I mean, can Joe Biden start listing all of the charitable contributions he's going to make with his salary if elected? Will he do that up front? Will he make a commitment not to take a salary to be president of the United States? I think he will, because the Biden family, along with their cronies and friends, will just steal the money. That we will go back. We will go back. Not that we've really canceled foreign aid, but we will go back to enormous amounts of foreign aid going into the most corrupt areas of the world, and it will circle back after it's laundered into these people's accounts right here in America, these corrupt politicians. And there are those on the Republican side too. But what happened in Beirut? I am so tired of President coming out, trying to be honest with the American people, trying to be honest with the media, answers any question 7 days a week, and they just look for any way to make fun of him. We'll talk about what may have happened in Beirut yesterday, but you're not going to hear it in the national media. Election day. When I come back, I want to do a quick segment, and I say that in all due respect, on Election Day. All right, want to talk about that because yesterday, one of my social media posts really got blown up, and people took me to task over election mail-in ballots and some of the comments I made. But let me just say this one more time. Is it a coincidence that give me number 34. Is it a coincidence that 2 days ago, Monday, let's see, today's Wednesday, President Trump came out yesterday at the podium, day before yesterday, I got to get my act together here. But anyhow, he comes out and he says it was a disaster. And on Monday night, New York Times writes an article about the 6-week primary, New York primary disaster. Okay. And then the very next day, after it gets a lot of traction, number 34 there, after 6 weeks, victors are declared. New York Times publishes a story real quick because they realize, oh no, we have been considered fake news for how long? And now we're actually getting credit for a story maybe by Republicans. Look, even the New York Times said it. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We've got a lot of video to show this morning, more squad members, and it's August 5th. We'll tell you what's important about August 5th here in Georgia today. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 2013, a fellow Northeast Georgian, Andrew Clyde, experienced IRS abuse in the form of civil asset forfeiture firsthand.
I'm Andrew Clyde, combat veteran, small business owner, and Republican candidate for Congress. When the IRS unconstitutionally seized $940,000 from my armory, I took them to court and won. But when I found out that other innocent Americans were losing their small businesses to the same IRS abuse, I decided this was war. I went to Washington to testify against the IRS, and with the help of Congressman Doug Collins, we won again. On July 1st, 2019, President Trump signed our bill into law as part of the Taxpayers First Act, ensuring the corrupt IRS never did this to another American again. I'm Andrew Clyde, Republican candidate for Congress. I approve this message because when it comes to protecting our freedoms, you have to know how to fight and win.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Chevrolet, Blaze gets it done. The Chevy inventory is rolling in again, and Days Chevrolet in Jasper is discounting them deep. North Georgia's #1 truck, the Silverado 1500 Crew Cab, discounted up to $8,000 off. Plus, get huge savings with 0% financing for 84 months on every Equinox and Trax. Everyone's been waiting for these Chevys, and we've got them for less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done.
Find new roads.
We're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. It is August 5th, 2020, Wednesday. I will be your host today. But will I be your host tomorrow? Always looking for clues out there. I know this audience. Look, the research department has been doing some research. Oh, I'd kill myself. I have good material some days. But the research department is going to be presenting their research tomorrow. You don't want to miss. I will put up on social media some of the topics of the research, but you never want to miss the research. Just saying, tomorrow, a lot of research going on. There's the way to contact us. All right, so yesterday, I sent you guys a new picture. Did I tell you that already? And then look at the brand new graphic we have built, number 47. Give me this real quick, okay? This is our brand new logo, FYN Media Group. I love it, FYN Media Group, and that's our advertising marketing department, the FYN Media Group. That is great. Love that new logo. And we'll talk more about that later. We all want to keep up with the look. Number 49, okay? Number 49, the look of Bill Clinton. Oh, hell. That oh, hell look, all right? Just throw that in there. And moving right along. So yesterday there was an explosion in Beirut. Okay. So unlike Joe Biden, that will not come out of the basement, okay, and will take and will not take questions. Joe doesn't take questions. Joe's questions are all scripted, and they're all scripted. He knows the reporter that's going to ask them, and I'm pretty sure he knows the question before. But then again, everything Joe hears is like he's hearing it for the first time. Okay, there's my Joe Biden jokes of the day. But unlike him, we have a president of the United States, number 37, that will come out on a daily basis, or when he's headed out somewhere and he's going to get on Marine Force One. Okay. So any question? So yesterday we have an explosion in Beirut, right? Beirut, Lebanon. And the president says he talked to his top generals. And, it may have been an attack. It looks like a terrible attack. It could have been an attack. It's not as simple. The president's trying to say he doesn't think it's as simple as a welder. Maybe it was an Iranian welder with a spark and it go boom. Okay. The media went unnamed generals. Trump comes out, says may be attacked with no evidence, no nothing, and cites unnamed generals. But let's just leave something for you to research today, because this is something you're going to want to keep up with, because the media is going to suppress this and lie about this in every way possible. Now, so give me number 44. Okay. Number 44. You see those Port of Beirut? Here's the approx location of the blast. Beirut Central District. You see that on there? You see the map? Let's go to some videos. All right. And see if we can. Let's go to the video that's first by Sputnik Insight. I think that is where at the United Nations in 2018. And the first video on the top shows the explosion yesterday. Sputnik Insight. Play that Twitter video.
لا هيدا كتير هيدا لا على اللي طلع كان خفيف الأول فرقعات نارية واو الله أكبر الله أكبر
All right. That was an enormous explosion. Now, the media cannot, and you have all day to research this because we have a lot of subjects, okay, we want to get to, but the media cannot and will not follow this up. Their biggest concern this morning is the media's biggest concern this morning is the truth will come out and it won't be from them. So let's play the video at the United Nations where people got up and walked out. The media laughed. They made fun of this guy. Give me N, the Twitter video from N, okay?
Three of these missile conversion sites along Beirut's International Airport. Here's a picture that's worth 1,000 missiles. Here's Beirut International Airport. Here's the first missile site. On the water's edge, a few blocks away from the runway. Here's the second site. It's underneath a soccer stadium. That's the soccer stadium. 2 blocks away. And here's the third site.
Did that freeze or was that it? Oh, that was it. That was it. Okay. I didn't know if it froze up. I was watching it. 2018, old footage of Benny Benjamin Netanyahu at the UN showing the exact location of the blasts in Beirut as places used by Hezbollah to produce guided missiles. Wonder if Hezbollah, Iranian-backed, wonder if their missile factory exploded yesterday. I don't know. Just saying. Because I will tell you this, the truth, because always remember, okay, anything the media says out of their mouth, the opposite is the truth. The effect is the opposite. Really is the truth. And I know you're cringing out there and you're calling me the major conspiracy theorist, but the media comes out in defense every morning. Okay? And they came out in defense laughing. Trump gets up there unsubstantiated, says anything, divorced from the truth, and says he talked to his generals. He's the commander in chief. Hey, get me to Joint Chiefs on the staff, on the phone. Okay, this is how it happens. Joint Chiefs. Okay. Hey, I want a conference call. Get all 4 of these guys, gals, whoever they are. I want the head of every boom. Next thing you know, the president's on the phone. This is how fast it happens. Yes, Mr. President. Okay, do I have everybody? Yes, you do, Mr. President. Okay. What happened in Beirut? All right, I got 5 minutes. I'm going out here. I'm going to tell what happened. Well, we can tell you really quickly. Our intel is showing several things that we're looking into right now. Could it have been an attack? Could have been an attack, sir. It could have very well been. We're too early on this to be able to say. But we're looking at it right now. Okay, so he comes out and he says it could have been an attack. I mean, I talked to my top generals. We're looking at it. He answers the questions. They do not talk about this. Remember when Benny went and spoke, okay? Remember. Oh, damn, I am so on fire this morning. Remember when Benny went and spoke? Look it up. To our Congress. Remember that? Remember the group that got up and walked out on him? Remember? Look it up. See if I'm not telling the truth. They got up and walked out on him. Yes. Remember that? Remember this at the UN? They got up and walked out, turned their backs on him. Just saying, 2018, Benny said they had some bombs over there. Yesterday, Beirut go boom. I don't know. You figure it out. Now, we're not going to stay on that. I'm just telling you right now, that clip, I want that segment by itself right there. Beirut go boom. Netanyahu, 2018 at the UN, pointed it out. Could there be something to that? All right, so anyhow, here's another one we want to run by. We've got a lot to do this morning, so let's do this. The President of the United States is privy to information. Privy, okay? And you are sitting out there wondering if just in time for the election, not for the election, just in time for the election. That's quite confusing. That John Durham will reveal indictments that he has set up. So the President of the United States has intel, and he shares it with certain people, and I do believe our guy there, what's his name, on Fox Business. All right, let's go to the Trump on Department of Justice investigation into Obamagate. I do hear it's breathtaking what they found. Breathtaking. Let's play that video this morning. Lou Dobbs.
Breaking news tonight, President Trump telling us just moments ago on this broadcast what he is hearing about the Justice Department investigation of Obamagate.
We caught them spying. Now it's up to our Attorney General. As you know, I've wanted them to do it. I didn't want to get overly involved. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. But I do hear it's breathtaking what they found. That's all I can say, breathtaking. And hopefully it'll come out soon. But it's beyond what anybody ever thought even possible, how bad it is. How bad it is and how corrupt it is. But I'm going to let them do that. I'm not going to do that. It's a horrible thing that took place, and it should never be allowed to happen to another president.
So beyond what we can imagine, beyond what we are thinking could have taken place, it is breathtaking what they found. It is bad. It is corrupt. Now, he has insider information. He can get some information that other people can't. Breathtaking what they found. Bad, corrupt. So as we are waiting on Durham to hand down indictments, it is worse than imaginable, he says. I mean, we out here, now some of you do so much research on this, you know the timelines. I do not. I know what happened, but I'm not on the research side of it to where you know the timelines. We have talked about the meeting, unmasking, everything on this show, but some of you have done an awesome job with your research and timelines that you feel good, you know what Durham is finding, and you're not shocked by it. I won't be shocked by it, but he said it has to come out. The American people need to know it, because I will tell you this. All this work that has been done will go down the tubes. If Trump loses and a new Democrat attorney general, they will end every investigation immediately. Okay? And we need to get this out. When we hear the president of the United States say it's bad, corrupt, because for my Democratic friends out there, and I know I have several, we're friends, we get along, but for my Democratic friends out there, you got to take Trump's name out of it. I'm just asking you. I know Democrats will not accept any responsibility for anything. You will not acknowledge anything. Your members will sit through hearing after hearing with the Attorney General Barr not acknowledge. You kept showing Lafayette Park and saying that they moved peaceful protesters. But when Jim Jordan showed you actual riots and attacks on federal buildings, you turned your head. Some of you left the room, and you never acknowledged once the riots and what the Black Lives Matter organization really stands for. You just won't do it. Yesterday, the senator from Hawaii, whatever her name is, she did 2 minutes, and we're going to play that. She can't acknowledge Antifa. Okay. She won't denounce them. You won't denounce any wrongdoing that implicates a Democrat. And I know you're yelling, well, you do the same thing with Republicans. Hell no. I do it all the time. That being said, okay. Breathtaking. My Democratic friends out there, take Trump's name out of it. What happened to the president of the United States in 2015, spying on the campaign, what took place, James Comey, Pete Strzok, Lisa Page, Bruce O'Reilly, or McCabe, the whole criminal syndicate, okay, the cabal, should never happen again to an American president. Forget Donald J. Trump. Should never happen again to an American president. So it's breathtaking is what the president says, what they found. So moving right along from that subject, We have our, and I want you to put this up by itself. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's put this up by itself. And we're going to call it the first Christmas casualty of 2020. Now, they tried to end Easter. And while I'm on this, the first Christmas casualty of 2020, even if Trump wins, okay, even think about this, and we'll talk about it later in the show or maybe Monday or whatever, but I want you to think about this for a couple days. Even if Trump wins on, December 28th, might be that long before they get the votes counted. And even if Mitch McConnell, the turtle as Rush calls him, right? Even if Mitch McConnell continues to have control over the Senate and the Republicans, and even if we win back the House of Representatives, what have you lost that you will never regain in 2020? What freedoms have you lost, privacy, regardless of what it is, that you have lost in 2020 that you will never regain, no matter who's in power and party, what party's in power, and what will you not totally get back in full? Okay? Because let me tell you something, it's like election day. Once you kick the door open, you can't shut the door. You can't put the lid back on the box. So you think about that. So this is our Christmas casualty, our first Christmas casualty. Remember Easter? Yeah. I mean, shutting down the churches. There's some jokes going around about Christmas. Now, millions of people visit New York City during Christmas. They do. All right. And if you've never had the opportunity, and this year may not be the year, if you've never had the opportunity to watch ice skating at Rockefeller Center with the big tree, if you've never had the opportunity to go to New York City at Christmas time, I'm going to go back several years. I don't know what they're doing right now, but whether you like New York City or not, if you can get a good snow in New York City and it's snowing and you can go to the city at night at Christmas time, it's enjoyable. I have to say that it's a Christmas. I think it's a very good Christmas experience. And millions of people do that. They plan trips to New York City for Christmas shopping, the Christmas spirit, the ice skating, the big trees, the lights, the whatever. So our first Christmas casualty, which is people will say, well, I'm stretching for this, but no, get ready. Okay. Give me number 9. Right? Radio City Music Hall. Right? The Rockettes have already canceled their 2020, Christmas 2020. Right? Number 12. Already canceled. Okay. And number 13, our first Christmas casualty is the Rockettes, and more to come. Watch and see, because I never use this. I don't use this show as a platform to get religious or share beliefs. I really don't. I try to stay away from, religion on this show, and not because I'm not proud of being a Christian. It's just, it's not exactly what we do here. We do politics. And Jesus told me not to get his name involved if I'm going to talk about Republicans and Democrats. Just saying. He spoke to me. Don't be using my name in the middle of that show. But here's the thing. Okay, you think about it. They have tried everything to destroy Easter. The death and resurrection and Christianity of the Lord and Savior. Okay? They have the secularist, hell. It's almost as bad as Trump trying to say Yosemite. Secular. I got it. Secular. Whatever. They have. The evil in the world did everything they could to destroy Easter. And I know who I'm making mad out there. They have done everything they could to stop the gatherings in churches, the unifying, the singing together, the hymns, the preaching, the word of God. They've tried everything to stop it. Not Black Lives Matter, not John Lewis's funeral. No, not George Floyd's out there. And no, you can have as big a funerals as you want. You can have the protests, but churches they've tried to stop. Okay. Christmas, the birth of the Savior, will be next. Now watch and see. Now this is our first Christmas casualty. Well, how are you attributing and how are you comparing Rockettes to the birth? Just chill. I'm not saying Rockettes is very, legs kicking in. Oh, just watch. Just watch. First Christmas casualty. We'll take a break. We're going to come back. The liberal wish list, the $1 trillion spending package, should be called No Liberal Cause Left Behind. And I want to talk about Election Day. We'll be right back. What is August 5th? We'll talk about that. We got a lot to go over. Stay with us.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Experience from day one. As many of you know, I have over 30 years of law enforcement experience. Throughout my career, I've never seen times like we have right now. These times are very scary and are concerning to me and the citizens of Gilmer County. I'm ready to serve Gilmer County from day one because I have that experience and it does matter. I understand what a search warrant and arrest warrant is. It deals with our constitutional rights. The Fourth Amendment right protects us against illegal searches and seizures. What is an arrest warrant and what does it contain? It contains probable cause that is articulated from statutory law. It has to include the elements of those statutory law and probable cause to be a valid arrest warrant. Any warrant that comes before me that is not a valid arrest warrant won't be signed off on. I will protect your constitutional rights. I would like to ask for you to vote for my experience. Look at my experience and understand that I have enforced the law the majority of my adult life. Please vote for me on August 11th. I'll be ready from day one. My opponent, with all due respect, doesn't have that experience. When I walk in that office that first day, I'll be ready to serve Gilmer County. Thank you.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 2013, a fellow Northeast Georgian, Andrew Clyde, experienced IRS abuse in the form of civil asset forfeiture firsthand.
I'm Andrew Clyde, combat veteran, small business owner, and Republican candidate for Congress. When the IRS unconstitutionally seized $940,000 from my armory, I took them to court and won. But when I found out that other innocent Americans were losing their small businesses to the same IRS abuse, I decided this was war. I went to Washington to testify against the IRS, and with the help of Congressman Doug Collins, we won again. On July 1st, 2019, President Trump signed our bill into law as part of the Taxpayers First Act, ensuring the corrupt IRS never did this to another American again. I'm Andrew Clyde, Republican candidate for Congress. I approve this message because when it comes to protecting our freedoms, you have to know how to fight and win.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
The Chevy inventory is rolling in again, and Days Chevrolet in Jasper is discounting them deep. North Georgia's #1 truck, the Silverado 1500 Crew Cab, discounted up to $8,000 off. Plus, get huge savings with 0% financing for 84 months on every Equinox and Trax. Everyone's been waiting for these Chevys, and we've got them for less at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done.
Find new roads.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, they want us, it's August 5th. Let me just do this now. It's August 5th. And what that means is today is the last day the governor of Georgia has to sign into law any legislation that passed the 2020 session. So I am waiting to see. I mean, it's 9 o'clock. He may have already done it this morning. Maybe I should just refresh really quick here and see if, hold on, maybe he has done this and I didn't, let's see, reopening school, blah, blah, blah. What we know about Beirut explosion. All right, not yet that I'm seeing this. Okay. Today is the last day that he gets an opportunity to sign bills into law. Yes, everybody's worked up over Trump now saying that Florida mail-in ballots, you need to go ahead and do that and they're safe. Okay. Just yesterday, he said it was unsafe. Okay. All right, today is, the AJC said, today is veto day. Veto day. Kemp faces decision over police protection bill, okay? Governor Brian Kemp faces a Wednesday deadline to sign or veto legislation intended by Republican supporters to grant police new protections against hate crimes, but that critics say create a legal problems, an enormous amount, massive amount of legal problems. The measure, House Bill 838, is the most significant proposal left on Kemp's desk at the close of the 40-day period to sign or nullify bills or take the rare step of letting the legislation become law without taking action. All right. So here's what it is. Today is the day that Governor Brian Kemp, if he does not sign a piece of legislation, he can veto it. And the House and the Senate, Georgia State House and Senate, would not have any appetite to go back and try to do a veto override on any bill right now. So if he vetoes anything today that's left, it's done. Or he could sign it. Now, when he signs it, he takes ownership of the bill along with all of the members of the House and Senate that voted for the bill, all of the members that co-sponsored the bill, okay, and got it to his desk. He says, I support this. The pen is big, powerful today. Or he could just let it go. And if he doesn't touch it, don't bring that here. If he doesn't touch it, it automatically, the measure 838 is the most significant, or nullify bills or take the rare step of letting the legislation become law with no action. So what will Kemp do today? Veto it? Don't think so. Sign it? I think he better sign it. Okay? It was carved out of the landmark hate crimes measure that won overwhelming support approval after years of indecision in the Georgia legislature, gaining traction only after graphic video of Ahmaud Arbery, the black man. Okay, so today is the day. So that's what August 5th is. Will Kemp have the nerve to sit down and sign it? If I was Governor Brian Kemp, I would have had it down at Independence Plaza, right? I'd have had it out on Independence Plaza. I'd have had 300 members of law enforcement across the state, whether it be city, local, Georgia State Patrol, no matter what it is. I would have had everybody standing behind me, And I would also have a text here. Maybe it's been signed while I'm rambling here. All right. So anyhow, that pertains to something else. So August 5th, Will Kemp signed these bills that are on his desk. What will happen on HB 838, Peace Officers Bill of Rights. So moving along, the media enjoy. Now, they just enjoy. They can't help themselves. They just absolutely love if the president, because right now we have Dementia Joe, okay? Yes, we have Dementia Joe, and because the media has to run cover for Joe Biden, all right? Run cover for Joe Biden. Trump works 7 days a week. He walks out of one meeting into another, one phone call after another, never stops. Comes out to get on Marine Force One, will take any reporter's questions, okay? Goes down to Florida, plays golf. He plays golf with people that he can make deals with. He doesn't even rest when he's playing golf. I know you're angry out there. Well, you're just turning this into something. No, I'm not. He does not rest. He does not stop. I, for one, ask myself on a daily basis, how could this man escape exhaustion? How can he physically keep going? I really do. I say, how does this guy at 74 years old keep going? He's got to be exhausted. So yesterday, they loved this, okay? Because Biden never comes out of the basement. Biden doesn't do a press conference. Biden doesn't have to do nothing but focus. His people say, look at the teleprompter. The words are real big. We put them in large print. Read them slowly. Right? Biden is saying everything very slow now, folks. Have you noticed? Because he wants it. He thinks, and they think, if he says it, everything slowly, he won't screw up. And two, he sounds more sincere, like he's engaging you with a very slow conversation. Now, moving right along, okay. Number 40, all right. They are yucking it up because President Trump mispronounced Yosemite during signing a signing ceremony for national park funding. All right? National park funding. Mispronounced Yosemite. Now, the national park funding, okay, is a big deal. But he did. He flubbed Yosemite. But they love that. Number 39, okay? Look at the bottom corner, 5:59, 6 a.m. They're getting the first thing they do out of the box on Morning Joe. President Trump mispronounces Yosemite during signing. First thing they do. I mean, it absolutely made their day. Let me see if CNN got in on it. Hold on, let me run through here. Okay. Because I just want to say that is what they had this morning here's another one, number 29. Now, this is at 38 minutes after the top of the hour. They're still talking about the mispronunciation of Yosemite. Here's number 28, okay? Yasmin Vesugio, she is really enjoying that the president could not get out Yosemite yesterday, okay? Let me see if CNN got in on it. I want to see if CNN... I had a couple CNN clips that I wanted to put up here. Maybe I just didn't catch CNN clips this morning. But Yosemite. So President Trump, I'm going to move on. I don't want to get stuck on this. We got a lot to do today. Next time, take little things with you. You should have went to the podium and had a little picture, right? Like number 50. This is just helpful hints. Like Yosemite Sam. Just saying. Wasn't that hilarious? All right, so defund the coppers. Defund the coppers, all right? They are burnt up over the old... Get Yosemite Sam off there. Oh, you guys are awesome in there. I look over to Yosemite Sam. It's still up there. So we went over that. Now we have defund the coppers, okay, before we go into elections. So yesterday, number 25, White House press secretary blames rise in crime on defund the police movement. Defund the police movement. Number 26, White House blames rise, number 26, in certain cities from 2019 of this year on budget cuts that were not proposed, approved, or enacted until the last few weeks. Now, Peter, let me just explain this to you because I'm for sure you don't understand how it works. Law enforcement all across this country, whether you want to believe it or not and you feel it's true, have been told to stand down. Yes, they have. They've been told to stand down. So let's go with hold on, I'm going to find the video here. Hang tight. I'm looking for it now. President Trump on Department of Justice No, that's not it. I got that one. Where's the one I'm looking for? Oh, here it is. Let's go with the two videos from the McEnany scorches Democrats over crime surges. Let's get the first one up. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to share this because she does it best when she scorches. It's the first one from Benny. It's Benny's first one. Let's go with that one. All right, do you have to put that one back in? If you have to put that back in, let's go with the second one down. All right. Let's go with the second one. If you have to put the first one back in, let's try that one.
The most significant conservation.
Thank you. The environmental bill the president signed this morning, it was passed overwhelmingly by both houses of Congress. Both Republicans and Democrats signed on that legislation. Can you explain why there were no Democrats at the ceremony or even mentioned in the president's remarks?
The president is very proud of what happened today, the single largest investment in America's national parks and public lands in history, the most significant conservation achievement since Teddy Roosevelt won the support of more than 850 conservation groups, and it provides $900 million a year in permanent funding to the Land and Water Conservation Fund. And you're asking about recognition of congressional Democrats right now. And the only thing that we're recognizing Democrats right now is how appalling it is that there are Americans who are going without paychecks because they refuse to partner with Martha McSally, Republicans, and the president in ensuring that those payments go out.
Is it ready? Is it back in? This is the one I really want you to see. Is that the first one that we were going to do? Is it back in?
Trend that I think we've seen play out across the country, and I believe we have a few graphics to illustrate this. It pertains to the defund the police movement, and when you look at across the country, the ties of defunding the police with increases in violence, it's a cause for concern. As we saw in the beginning of this administration, violent crime was starting to come down, and then bring in the defund the police movement. In Los Angeles, you had LA Mayor Eric Garcetti proposing a cut of $150 million from the LAPD. LA Mayor Garcetti said this: it starts someplace and we have to say we are going to be who we want to be, or we're going to continue being the killers that we are, was his quote in support of the defund movement. And as a result, we saw a 14% rise in homicides this year over last year. In Minneapolis, the defund the the police movement was afoot as well, with a unanimous vote in Minneapolis City and their council to dismantle the police. And you had Minneapolis City Council member Jeremiah Ellison saying this is one action of many that we need to take on the road to a more equitable and just system that keeps people safe. In fact, it did not keep people safe. We've seen a 94% increase in homicides compared to last year in Minneapolis. And then finally in New York City, defund the police. You had the New York City Council voting to cut police budget by $1 billion. You had Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying defund the police means defunding the police. It does not mean budget tricks or funny math, so it wasn't enough for AOC. But you did have New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio saying we think it's the right thing to do. It was absolutely not the right thing to do, as we've seen a 177% increase in shootings from July 2019 in New York. When you defund the police, there are consequences, and that's where the Democrats of today stand. And unfortunately, we've seen a corresponding rise in violence in these Democrat cities, and it's not acceptable. Thank you very much, and you'll see the president at 5:30.
Kaylee, can I ask you a question about Kodak and the SEC investigation?
The Democrats own the defund the police. They own it. They do not know what to do because they own it. And they know that this is true. And they're trying to run defense again, the media, for Democrats, but they own the defund the police. There are the facts. Facts are on there. Now, let's take defund the police right into right into this. The $1 trillion that we're going to spend, okay? So let's go with, wait a minute, because this is going to go right in with defund the police. Give me number, I want you to keep this in mind today, 41. Number 41, Senator Mitch McConnell, all right? Now, here's what's happened, and this is what they do. Mitch McConnell knows the next $1 trillion, he has to have Democrats to help him get it through. That's right. So they do the run cover scenario. They bring all the senators in that are running for office, the ones that have to run cover, the ones that will vote, if they vote against it, could hurt them in their state. If they vote for it, could hurt them in their state. They do that math first. Who's going to get hurt in this vote? It's exactly what they do. But Republicans, a lot of Republicans are saying, no, we could vote for something that maybe has, ends this $600 a week, brings it down to we could vote for something. But you need to understand the Republicans that are saying no are not saying no to President Trump. That is probably one of the biggest takeaways from today's show that you have to remember. In the next $1 trillion spending package, the Democrats want. Republicans are not. Remember this very clearly. They're not saying no to President Donald Trump. They're saying no to the Democrat wish list. Okay? I think, was it Ted Cruz? Who said it? But somebody said that it reads like no liberal, what do I have it here? No liberal cause left behind. It's packed with bailouts. It's packed with liberal causes. It's jam-packed, all right? The president says this. And Mitch McConnell says, I'm going to have to get Democrats and a handful of Republicans to get over the threshold with it. That's what he's going to do. Just remember, they don't care about your unemployment. Please remember that. They do not care about your unemployment. Remember that. They do not in any way whatsoever concern themselves with your $600. It's a liberal wish list, okay? So in the liberal wish list, let's go to number 41 right here, okay? There's no, it wasn't 41. 45. Go to 45. So here's de Blasio, this piece of garbage, okay? I'm laying off 22,000 city workers if feds don't give us a bailout. You see that right there? Let's play that video really quick of de Blasio. Now, Wolf Blitzer, the Blitzed as they call him, right? Is that what Wolf Blitzed or something? He opens up with all these statistics for New York City, right? But de Blasio says, this is a blackmail. I'll lay them off. Ready? Play the tape.
Statistics just released by the New York Police Department. Shooting incidents in New York City in July were up 177% over July of last year. Murders were up by nearly 59%. Burglaries up 31% over July of 2019. Are you failing? What's going on? Are you keeping New York City residents safe right now?
Look, we have the strongest police department in the whole country, but we are seeing this all over cities, all over the nation. It's been a massive dislocation. People don't have jobs. There isn't school. There aren't houses of worship until recently weren't open. And you talk about every element of our society, Wolf. This is what's contributing to this massive surge that we're all experiencing. But the NYPD is fighting back. We put a variety of new strategies out there. We're working much more closely with communities to help stop the violence. Look, we need help. Let's be clear. The help we need is to make sure we can keep all of our public services, where you're talking about safety, health, education, they're all on the line now if we do not get federal support soon. And I'm very worried about these stimulus talks in Washington, Wolf, because they seem to be going nowhere fast. My challenge is, where am I going to have the people to do this work? I may have to do as many as layoffs of 22,000 city employees from every department by October 1st if I don't get federal help. So I know we can handle all these problems. We've proven we can before, but we can't do it without the skilled personnel, the cops, the firefighters, the healthcare workers, the teachers. That's the biggest threat right now. What if that federal aid doesn't come? And time is a wasting, Wolf.
We got to run, but very quickly. So
if you don't send me money, I'm going to lay off 22,000 people. Yes, 22,000 people if you don't send me money. No liberal cause left behind. Don't forget, folks, that Republicans are not turning on and not going against President Trump as the media wants you. Republicans breaking with the president. No, no, no. Republicans are standing up to these liberal cause bailouts. If this truth gets out, people need to find out. This is equivalent to a government shutdown. Yes, they're using the same tactics as a government shutdown, okay? As soon as the Democrats ever have a shutdown, they start going to all the people that are getting laid off. Right now, they're using the unemployment number, okay? Unemployment number. They don't care, okay? Liberal causes, state bailouts, city bailouts. We need to get the word out that they're putting their liberal bailouts for their cities and de Blasio and people like that, okay? They are using that as a blackmail for another $1 trillion. Get the word out. They don't care. We'll take a brief break, okay? We're going to come back. We've got 2 more stories, all right?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 2013, a fellow Northeast Georgian, Andrew Clyde, experienced IRS abuse in the form of civil asset forfeiture firsthand.
I'm Andrew Clyde, combat veteran, small business owner, and Republican candidate for Congress. When the IRS unconstitutionally seized $940,000 from my armory, I took them to court and won. But when I found out that other innocent Americans were losing their small businesses to the same IRS abuse, I decided this was war. I went to Washington to testify against the IRS, and with the help of Congressman Doug Collins, we won again. On July 1st, 2019, President Trump signed our bill into law as part of the Taxpayers First Act, ensuring the corrupt IRS never did this to another American again. I'm Andrew Clyde, Republican candidate for Congress. I approve this message because when it comes to protecting our freedoms, you have to know how to fight and win.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is more than just your average Ace. We have a huge selection of Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next trip. We have a huge selection of lumber for your next building project. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs. Plus, we have everything you'd expect like paint, tools, and equipment.
Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
The Chevy inventory is rolling in again, and Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper is discounting them deep. North Georgia's #1 truck, the Silverado 1500 Crew Cab, discounted up to $8,000 off. Plus, get huge savings with 0% financing for 84 months on every Equinox and Trax. Everyone's been waiting for these Chevys, and we've got them for less at Dave's Chevrolet in Jasper.
Dave's Chevrolet. Dave's gets it done.
Find new roads.
Hey, folks, we are back. I'm your host, BKP. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. And we've got 20 minutes left. And we want to make sure we handle two stories, okay? So they will not denounce Antifa. They will not denounce Antifa. So, Democrats will not talk about defunding police. They know they own it. They know they own the Black Lives Matter terrorist group, Antifa, and all the above, anarchist. So let's go with Ted Cruz. Let's go with the senator. Let's go with Antifa apologist. Apologist refuses to announce Antifa, then walks off out of the briefing. Listen to this very close. It's a couple minutes, but it's worth it. Play that one.
By the way, I have the time. By the way, the Republicans are constantly using, I have to say, you brought it up yourself, the deaths of these black police officers, Patrick Underwood and David Dorn, for making political points. And the fact that it was right-wing extremists who killed Officer Underwood, that seems to be lost in this argument. And now there are all these attacks about Black Lives Matter and what they're saying. I mean, how many of us even think that defunding police departments should be taken literally? I mean, I certainly don't. So, we have this pesky thing called freedom of speech. And I'd say that the people who support Black Lives Matter, and if they're calling for various boycotts and all that, that's called freedom of speech. And that's what this hearing title is. Protecting speech. So all I can say is, look, we should all join hands and denouncing and whatever words you want to use about violent extremism of all stripes. And I think we can all agree on that. So to constantly accuse Democrats of not caring about that is really, I can only say that you aren't listening. So I hope this is the end of this hearing, Mr. Chairman, and that we don't have to listen to any more of your rhetorical speeches. Thank you very much. I'm leaving.
Well, I appreciate the, as always, kind and uplifting words of Senator Hirono.
Thank you.
And I would also note that throughout her remarks, she still did not say a negative word about Antifa, nor has any Democrat here. They instead engage in a political game where they depend. You're welcome to say something negative about Antifa right now.
I think that I've covered the subject quite well. You are not listening.
Okay, she declined to speak, so.
Not a Democrat won. They will not say a negative word about Antifa. They will not. They will not. Violent extremists of all stripes. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. I know why. They're in major disarray this morning. Well, not just this morning. Their fear is number 7. It is no longer just 4. They are now joined by number 4, and they are the Squad 5. Okay, they gave a shout out to Bernie Sanders. This lady, Cori Bush, thanks Bernie Sanders. She is a Black Lives Matter activist. Okay, give me number really quick 6. Progressive activist Cori Bush oust longtime Missouri rep Lacy Clay. They can't say anything. Their nerves are shot. They don't know what to do. Okay? Biden has to move so far to the left. They don't know what to do, folks. They're in a mess because if things like this get out, people like that, American people, they want to hear you say Antifa, right? Okay? it's okay. They will immediately come out and say white supremacist, all right? Yeah, they will. They'll come out and say that. They'll come out and say all kinds of negative things, Nazi, white supremacist, and then put, Trump supporters behind it. Antifa, no way. Now, let me just say this, because I think I'm down to my last set of videos of the day. I think we finally got there. So Biden couldn't get 135 people nationally to listen to their Latino rollout plan, their plan for Latinos. It was like a Zoom event last night or some kind of thing where they were going to roll out, the Biden campaign was going to roll out their Latino platform. And I don't think they could get 135 people nationally to click live and watch. Black Lives Matter, they are struggling. They know the black vote, if it comes in high percentages, they're so desperate. They're accusing Trump's campaign. Now listen to this. How desperate are they? I'm always waiting for that. I want some sound effects. They're so desperate. How desperate are they? I'll do my own sound effects. But they're so desperate that they're out there today saying the Republican Party is trying to get Kanye West, on the ballot so he will take some black vote in the inner city away from Joe Biden. Yeah, that's how desperate they are. So they're so desperate that the Black Lives Matter, defund the cops, anything they can do to hopefully keep the black vote on the Democratic plantation. It's going to backfire. It's backfiring on them now because I tell you, the black voters in the inner city, they know. The Squad is an example. They know that they haven't been given all the free stuff that they were promised. Let me move from that. The point I'm making is the Latino vote they don't talk about. And why? Why don't they talk about the Latino vote? Because Latinos know they have the freshest memory. See, if you are black and you are 18 years old and you're in St. Louis, you know not a damn thing. You have a zero memory of anything slavery. You do not know what boat your ancestor came over on, who they worked for, and what the hell happened. You know nothing about slavery, nothing. You've just been told to yell it by people like John Lewis, okay? Moving right along, as I like to say, the bottom line is Latinos in this country, legal immigration, they know why they fled to get here. Meet somebody from Venezuela. Meet somebody from these dictators, South America. Meet somebody from Cuba. They have the freshest memory, and they haven't forgotten what they fled to get here is not what they want to see happen here. And they know it. Talk to those people. So let's go to Trump campaign ad targets. Let's go to the first one, Francis Bremen on the next most progressive president in the world, Joe Biden. Let's go to that video really quick.
And lastly, I think that notwithstanding the fact I think I have laid out the most detailed plans on the economy and on issues relating to health care and the rest of any president in modern history. I mean, it's awful detail. If I'm elected and this passes, I'm going to be good to go down as one of the most progressive presidents in American history.
I'm going to go down as the most, if it's progressive. So, the Trump campaign, just letting the Latinos in this country know how progressive Joe will be and reminding them Joe Biden has promised to be the most progressive president in American history. Hispanics know exactly what that would mean. Play the next one under that.
I'm going to be good to go down as one of the most progressive presidents in American history.
nuestros gobiernos progresistas.
A las ideas progresistas, a las ideas del socialismo.
Este nuevo eje progresista tendría aliados poderosísimos.
The most progressive presidents in American history.
Progresista de izquierda revolucionaria.
The most progressive presidents in American history.
Una revolución socialista en las propias narices de los Estados Unidos.
That's right, folks. The media is spinning it out of control. Trump will win. I don't want to put an asterisk next to that. It's like getting in the history books. Trump will win. I am still concerned with the mail-in voting. So let me go to that. It looks as though, Destiny, we have worked our way through all of today's videos. Now, with 10 minutes left, I want to go through my pictures, and I'm going to stop and do an election day. When I get ready for election day, I'll let you know. All right, I want to close with election day. So number one, the Daily Caller here. Dana Perino asked Joe Biden if Biden will show up to the debates. He'll be there. I told him, get off of your couch, put down, you know, I can understand Joe being in the basement, okay? But Joe, at least get up to a, PlayStation 2. Now, I know the graphics are great on the 4, 5, and 6 or whatever, but at least get up to PlayStation 2. Joe's down there with Jill playing Atari Pong. Atari Pong. Number two, WNBA players wear Vote Warnock shirts opposing Dem co-owner Loeffler. Well, how about that? Number three, school's back. COVID cases reported as school reopens in Georgia. What will that end up looking like, right? Let me see. Let me get to the next one here. We've got to the, here it is, schools, number 10. Now, most of you have seen the Paulding County. This is Paulding County, Georgia, TMZ. This is number 11. The hallways there, number 11, in Paulding County High School, I think, in Georgia, TMZ. Everybody, look at the packed in there. Oh, my God. They are looking for something to go wrong. You let one kid get coronavirus there. Number 19, U.S. death toll climbs as Trump minimizes crisis. Crisis. Minimizes it. Let me see if there's anything else before I get to mail-in ballots. Defund the priest, got that one. All right. Yosemite, he mispronounced that. Here's one they're going nuts over. We're going to close my last 5 minutes with Election Day, and that's going to be a segment in itself. But right now, our wrap-up. Number 30, Republicans consider White House lawn for Trump's convention speech. That is freaking them out. He knows every single day, he knows how to spin the top of their head off. The White House lawn. Oh, my God, he's going to turn it into a political theater out there on the White House. We've got number 32, Carol Maloney prevails in primary after weeks of vote counting. All right. Here's number 33, the White House lawn. Again, Washington Post, Republicans consider White House lawn for the south lawn of the White House for Donald Trump's convention speech. Oh, my God. All right. Here is one. I didn't go into these today. I didn't have time. Number 36. Roger Marshall defeats Chris Kobach in Kansas GOP primary. Oh, boy, that was Number 37, Trump says massive Beirut explosion looks like a terrible accident. You do the research on that. Number 38, Republicans dodge Kansas nightmare. Kansas nightmare. As Marshall defeats Kobach. Oh, my God. All right. See what else I have here. Don't forget, this is what Bill Clinton looks like when his name, number 49, gets released on Epstein's flight log. Oh, man, how are we going to get out of this one, Hillary? And then this right here, number 46. I've asked you every single day. Patriots, not politicians. Mark Robinson for lieutenant governor of the state of North Carolina. Happens to be a black candidate, number 46 there. Okay. There you go. And he happens to be running for lieutenant governor as a Republican in North Carolina. And he looks to be way ahead in the polling that nobody wants to talk about. Now, so let's go through our election day. And I want to just do this. Before I start putting up some of the clips for election day, listen to what I'm saying, election day. Okay. So we've talked about mail-in ballots. Some of you got very upset with me. Go to number 18. So here's my belief. You know, a couple days ago, I told you this is election day. A couple days ago, I told you when you kick the door open, I mean, when you crack the door, somebody comes along and kicks it open. And sometimes you think someone like myself or a legislator is so rigid and hard, and you say, can't you just bend a little bit? Can't you just give way just on this subject just that much? Because just this time, okay? I mean, just this time. Well, you know, there's the old saying, you can't put the lid back on it, you can't put the genie back in the bottle, whatever. So we take so many things in this country and we have cracked the door. And later on, somebody has come through and kicked it wide open. And that's election day. We cracked the door. My personal belief is election day. Now, I wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be totally opposed to moving election day to a Saturday. Okay. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But at the same time, it's election day. So we came along and we come up with absentee ballots. We came up with good reasons. We cracked the door open. Okay. Came up with good reasons why. We've got men and women. We got men and women all over, 50-some thousand or whatever, Germany, Japan. We got men and women all over the world. They should get to vote. So we have an absentee ballot for our military family and the one serving. Okay. Absentee ballot for the military that's training in a state, but they're resident of Alabama. We have absentee. You may be in the hospital. You can't get to the polls. You may be in another state due to some kind of work-related where you can't get back home to vote. But we cracked the door open from election day to absentee ballots for good reason. Good reason. And I'm not opposed to absentee ballots. So before I go any further, I believe in election day and an absentee ballot that has to be validated, your reason why you cannot attend and push the button, pull the lever, whatever on election day. That's it. That's as far as I go. I do not believe in early voting because then we went from absentee. We cracked the door open for more people. We always say it, for more people to get the opportunity to exercise their right to vote. Okay. So we went to early voting. Early voting. Okay. Now, the door cracked a little more. COVID comes along and we have kicked the door wide open. I mean, we have kicked that damn door wide open. We've got now Oregon, whichever one, you have attacked me and said they've been voting this way for years, mail-in ballot. Okay. I don't agree with it, but they have. Okay. But we kicked the door wide open with COVID and we want mail-in ballot everywhere now. State of Nevada is going to quickly switch to the majority of their election being mail-in ballot. We have mail-in ballot. Now we are looking at postmark of the day. If it's a postmark on election day, it can come in 6-7 days, whatever the state says. So that being said, I personally only agree with election day and absentee ballots with a small list criteria for the reasons why you need to vote absentee. I do not believe in early voting because I know that was moving the door this wide. Okay. And I do not know I do not care for mail-in ballots. So what is it going to be? Is it going to be election day, election month, election semi-annual, election year? And let me ask you a question. If November 4th, if election opens, and I don't have time to go into that, and there's a mail-in ballot by somebody that's in the hospital, and God forbid they die on November 1st, are we counting? Are we counting? Are we allowing the dead to vote? I know you say, are you really going there? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I am. If 4 weeks before the election somebody passes away, who gives the word? Or did they go vote in that time? So it's count. What the hell? Where does this end? So Nevada is Trump campaign. It's 10 o'clock. I only got like 2 minutes, ladies, there. So number 18, Trump campaign sues Nevada. All right. Number 20. Okay. Number 21. Number 22. Number 23. And let's just stop right here with one more. Number 27. Florida is safe and secure. And let me close with this, okay? Number 42, all right? Tuesday, November 3rd, the first Tuesday of November. That's election day, okay? It's day. And number 43, okay? Number 43, election day. The Congress may determine the time of choosing, and that is correct, choosing, the way they spelled it there in the Constitution. The Congress may determine the time of choosing the electors and the day on which they shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. Congress sets a national election day. Currently, electors are chosen on the Tuesday following the first Monday of November, the first Tuesday after November 1st. No, not any longer. Not any longer. In the year before the president's term to expire, the electors cast their votes on Monday following the second Wednesday in December. That's the Electoral College, okay? The first Monday after December 12th of that year. Therefore, the votes are open and counted by the vice president as the president of the Senate in the joint session of Congress. So there's a procedure, and there has to be a legal meeting in the Senate to actually ratify, because when Trump ran in 2015, every step, well, you know, they could go to they were trying everything. And I know it's 10:02. They were trying everything to nullify this election. So when Trump won, they wanted it stopped. The Electoral College, oh, they could go vote against Trump. They wanted it stopped. And when it went to the actual legal meeting of the Senate, okay, opening the votes and putting it into the record, the next president of the United States, there was actually crazy-ass people. Oh, it's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional for the president to ask for a delay. It's not written anywhere in the Constitution. Go back and look at all of the things concerning the election that are not anywhere in the Constitution that they kept trying to imply could happen. Well, the Senate could actually go in and not validate him to be president. That being said, it's election day. Now, the states facilitate the election. That's what the Constitution did. Sent it to the states and said, here's the requirements for a federal election. You handle it. Get the machines in place. Get all the polling and everything. You handle that, but here's the requirements. It's election day. Something's bad wrong here, folks, that we are so flip about our rights. We are so flip about the opportunities we have, our freedom, And apathy is so bad, we need a damn year. We need a damn 5 weeks. Election day. I'll see you tomorrow.